Avanom Fayon Favnomai, Elefiong Minister Carmel Sepuloni, Minister for Social Development and Disability Issues, Ilnefo Itayao, Nishavang Tau on a city field, let know Ilnefo Itayao, Carmel. Thank you so much for making your time available to talk to us on Radio Samoa. Talafalavan, good morning.
Talafalava.
How are you this morning, Minister?
Oh, good. I'm good. I just arrived down in Wellington.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a very busy time for everyone, but yes, lots to do.
Okay, let's have a look at what have we got the government support for our people as we go through the coronavirus at this time of the year, please, Carmel?
Sure. So, I think most New Zealanders and most of the audience will know that there's an alert system that's been put in place, and currently we're at level 2. And the social distancing aspects of this, keeping distance from people, washing our hands, really trying to just reduce contact are the main messages at this point in time. As Minister for Social Development, we are rolling out the wage subsidies for businesses, the leave subsidy for businesses. Ministry for Social Development is also running the government helpline. We've got rapid response teams around the country where to make sure that there is communication with businesses about what's happening, as well as workers on the ground. And also, I think most of the listeners would have seen that we rolled out a package last week, which will see also a lift in benefits as well as a doubling of the winter energy payment.
Okay, so for most of our people who are on benefits and superannuation, what have you got there? I think the economy package announced last week, I think there are some increase on benefits as well. Can you help us on that, Carmel?
Yeah. So the benefits will increase by $25 per week, and that will be effective as of 1st of April. That's on top of indexation, which we brought into play last year. So if you are a sole parent, for instance, then what you could expect to see is probably around $35 per week extra. With superannuation, as soon as the winter energy payment starts, then we'll see the doubling of that. Tavai, I think it's important to note that it's only about 11% of our Pacific population is actually on benefits, and the majority of our people are working in jobs. So we understand the uncertainty at this time, which is why we put such a focus as well on providing wage subsidies to employers so they can keep people in their jobs.
Okay, so at this time, as we go through coronavirus, do we need to be panicked, Carmel? What's your advice for our people at this time of the...
Definitely don't need to panic, but what we do need to do is make sure that we are listening to the messages that come out every day. And the covid.govt.nz website is the best source of information for accurate information. Because, Tavai, what I've already seen and we've already seen on social media is so much misinformation that's being put out there, and it's important that our people get accurate information. For those of us that have family members who may not go on the internet, like our older parents or grandparents, then it's important that we take responsibility for getting the accurate messages to them. For instance, I've already said to my own father, who's 75, that the advice is that unless you have to, really, he should just, hang around home and not go out unless it's absolutely necessary. And it's not necessary, and hopefully he's listening to me right now, because I've already done the shopping for home, so there's no reason for him to go down to the mall today. But that's the message to our older people. We want to keep them safe and healthy. Unless you have to, then just spend some time around home.
Okay, now, is it safe for people to visit the office once? What's your advice, or just only if there's anything that they have to go there? Carmel, what's your advice on this?
So unless you really need to go into a Ministry of Social Development office, what we're asking people to do is obviously utilise the helpline, but also just try and weigh up whether or not it's urgent for now, and if it is, check on the helpline first. and then decide whether or not you have to go in. But there will be more messages, Tawai, put out about the way in which government departments are operating and the model that they might be shifting to. And so that information will all be on the covid.govt.nz website. And as I said, for any of our listeners out there that maybe have the internet but they know family members don't, this is important where we share that information, preferably over the phone to each other, and just kind of making sure that our whole community knows what's going on at any given time.
So maybe at this time, just try not to be panic and be kind as well. There's some of the important things that Jacinda Ardern is being announced on Saturday, Carmel.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I've already seen some really good examples of the kindness that people have. People putting a note in their neighbours' letterboxes and saying that if they, for any reason, have to self-isolate or can't go out because they are older or, scared to go out because they're older, that they would, be happy to go and do shopping for them, do washing for them and those types of things. And that's really what we've got to think about. And as I said, first and foremost, for us as Samoan community, our older people, making sure that they're okay, making sure that they have the food in the house that they need, trying to do things so that they don't actually have to go out for themselves, so that we can actually take things to them, whilst number one, Tawai, is following the rules around self-isolation, social distancing and washing hands. So, can I just say one important thing is that a lot of our children have access and have lots of regular contact with our parents, and so really drilling into our kids too the importance of washing hands, keeping distance, and even limiting where our kids go. I've already started to say, me and my husband, is we'll take the kids for bike rides, we'll take the kids for walks and whatnot, but we'll just start to limit where they go, mostly because we don't want them to put their grandparents at risk. So those are the types of things to think about too.
Well, Minister Carmel Sepuloni, Whawhetai Tele Lava, Malo Lava, and thank you so much for the updates and advices this morning. You have a great day, and stay safe from coronavirus.
You too, Tawai.
Whawhetai Lava.
And to Whawhetai Lava.
Thank you. If I say for. Lefiongal Tamatai, Minister Carmel Sepuloni, Minister of Social Development and Disability, Bay on a Yale Nefoitaya, former Nisio Talala Tamai, Tulango Yayo of Mafainal, Tulango Yay, Puing Tato, Ma Soswanel Malo, Matona to Inamai, Ele Masin Fo, Abrila.